This June marks 28 years since the abduction of local TV news anchor Jodi Huisentruit. The 27-year-old was on her way to anchor the morning news in Mason City in 1995 when investigators believe she was abducted from her apartment parking lot. Nobody has been arrested and Jodi has never been found. Huisentruit's case remains unsolved, but the case has not gone cold.
Besides law enforcement, a team of journalists, private investigators, and former members of law enforcement are still tracking down leads and keeping the TV anchor's name in the spotlight. They're members of Find Jodi. And earlier today, I sat down with Scott Fuller, who's a member of the team, to find out what's being done right now to keep Jodi's case alive. Find Jodi has been doing so much to keep this case in the spotlight. One of the things is the billboards, and now there is a billboard that is going to be renewed. It'll be up for another year. Tell us about that.
That's right. With the continued generosity of our donors at findjodi.com, we're a nonprofit 501c3. We were able to extend for another year the billboard in Mason City with Jodi's photo and our website. The slogan, "Don't sit in silence, the time is to talk is now," at the same location it's currently at in Mason City. But we think it's very important to make sure that Jodi is a constant presence in the community so long as her case remains unsolved.
And these billboards have been up since 2018. How have they helped the case? Have they?
Absolutely they have. They've generated leads for us. I'm sure they've generated leads for the Mason City Police Department as well. As time goes on, James, and cases like this naturally grow cold, people move in and out of the area, people get older, and it's just a natural thing, unfortunately, in cases that are 20, 30 years old, that they can be forgotten with the passage of time. And one of our primary objectives is to be sort of a lighthouse for Jodi in the sense that we're there. And one of the ways that we can be a place on the internet or anywhere else to remind people that Jodi is still missing and her case is unsolved is to literally have Jodi be a presence in the community. And that's what the billboard has enabled us to do for the last several years.
And are you actively getting tips from the public?
We are. We receive tips on a regular basis. As the years tick by, those tips just naturally sort of slow down. And that's why we're grateful for this coverage. That's why we have the billboard in Mason City, so that people are still aware that people are still looking for Jodi and actively searching for Jodi. One of the reasons it means so much to keep that billboard where it is, at least one of them in Mason City, is when that billboard goes, there's a part of us that feels like it would be a loss on our part, in that it's a part of Jodi that's there now, that's reminding the community that she is still missing on a daily basis, even as just a billboard. And that's why it was a priority for us to renew that billboard. Anybody who might know anything, please feel free and waste our time. If you think it's nothing, just give it to us anyway. Reach out to the Mason City Police Department or Iowa DCI with what you know, even if you've done so in the past, because one of these days, one of that little pieces of information is going to be the puzzle piece that we need for Jodi.
And hopefully it will then be solved and Jodi and her family will get justice. Scott, thank you so much for all you do, and to the team at Find Jodi, thank you to all of you there for keeping this case in the spotlight and for hopefully bringing that justice to Jodi and her family. Thank you for talking with us, Scott.
Thank you, James.